Welcome to the College Investor Audio Show, where we talk about the biggest issues impacting millennial money, from student loan debt to side hustles to building wealth. We will show you how to get out of debt so that you can build real wealth for the future.
Hi, and welcome to the College Investor Audio Show. Today, we're taking a look at the pros and cons to rolling over your 529 plan. So if you're kind of unimpressed with your current 529 account, maybe the fees are too high, the website is hard to navigate, etc. Perhaps you've moved and want to consolidate your 529 accounts to a single state. Totally understandable. If you're looking to roll over a 529, you must consider both the pros and cons before making any moves. In particular, considering tax implications, including clawbacks of previously taken deductions, that is critical. So these are some of the most important pros and cons of rolling over 529 accounts. Drawbacks of rolling over 529. Rolling over a 529 account may make sense in certain situations, but it's not always a good idea. These are some of the drawbacks to 529 rollovers. Investments won't change much. Most 529 plans offer similar investment options. Most plans focus on mutual funds that mimic overall market performance. It's unlikely that switching plans will yield a better investment result, actually. You may owe recapture taxes. A recapture tax is an income tax you owe after previously taking a legitimate deduction. Some states may claw back deductions taken years previously when taxpayers roll over 529 accounts from one state to another. Rolling over a 529 account can result in a hefty and unexpected tax bill from a former state. Before rolling over a 529, check with your CPA to ensure that you aren't in for an unpleasant bill next April. Oh, don't want that. Limited to one rollover per 12 months. Each beneficiary can roll over a 529 plan once a year without penalty. More rollovers can result in penalties. Most of the time, a once-per-year rule isn't a big deal. However, this can be an issue if big life changes coincide. For example, a grandparent may leave a 529 account to their grandchild. The parent, the new account custodian, may decide to roll over the new account with the old account. That is the once-per-year rollover. If the parent also moves states, they will have to wait 12 months before initiating a second rollover. There are ways around this rule. It involves changing beneficiaries, but it's generally safer to stay within the rules. You might lose time in the market. So rolling over an investment account takes time. Between selling the old assets and transferring them to the new account, your 529 account could be out of the market for several weeks. While this doesn't sound like a big deal, days can make the difference in market performance. Rolling over a 529 account could lead to accidental market timing, eek. That could be good, bad, or just maybe neutral. The risk is not one to take lightly, though. The benefits of rolling over 529 savings accounts. So the risks aside, there are always reasons to consider it. Here are some of the benefits of a rollover. Better investment experience. Saving for college or graduate school is already challenging, but investing money for yourself or your loved one shouldn't be a challenge. Unfortunately, many states have websites that make it tough to figure out how to invest in an automated fashion. If you can find an easier account to use, you may be better able to set up an automated investment plan. For example, a robo-advisor Wealthfront's 529 plan, a state of Nevada plan, makes it easy for contributors to save and invest on behalf of others. While a great investment experience is important, it's not everything. Parents and other contributors need to be careful before rolling over any account. Plan contributors may be subject to recapture tax if they roll over. Recapture means that your state will require you to pay back previously taken tax deductions when you roll over a 529 plan to a new state. Manage a single account. So parents who move across state lines might end up with 2 or more 529 plan accounts for each child. Managing a single 529, so much easier, and can make a lot of sense. But before you roll over the account, check on your former state's recapture taxes that we just talked about earlier. Some states will require you to pay those former tax deductions. It might also make sense to combine accounts if a 529 is inherited and the new custodian already has an existing 529 account for the beneficiary. This can make managing college savings so much easier. Lower account fees. Unlike most retirement accounts, fees on 529 accounts can still be quite high. Some plans still have investment fees in excess of 1% per year. Investors facing these high fees may want to roll over their accounts to a plan with lower fees or better investment options. Lock in current tuition rates. As your kids get closer to college age, you may find that a prepaid college tuition plan makes more sense than investment 529 plans. The more confident you are that a child will use prepaid tuition, the more of a value it presents. Parents who feel confident that at least one of their children will use prepaid tuition credits may decide to roll their investments out of an investment plan and into a prepaid tuition plan. That way, they can lock in today's college prices even if their child won't graduate for another 7 or maybe 8 years. Here's when to consider a 529 plan rollover. Investments within 529 plans tend to be similar from state to state. Only details such as the investment experience, fees, and prepaid tuition options tend to vary among states. If you think one of those is compelling, a 529 account rollover might be in order. But before you roll over, check your current and former state's rules related to recapture taxes. Parents will probably not want to roll over a 529 plan if they will lose their state income tax deductions due to a rollover. However, these are a few scenarios where rolling over your 529 account might make sense. You have always lived in a state with no state income tax. Your current and any former states where you lived don't offer tax deductions for 529 plan contributions. Your current or former state allows you to receive a state income tax deduction regardless of the 529 plan you use. Be sure to check the rules carefully because you don't want to experience a state deduction clawback if you roll over to another state's account. A CPA or a fiduciary financial advisor can help you determine which account makes the most sense for you.